guys, welcome back to another manga haul video for the month of August. Today I have 10 volumes to share with you. I will let you know that I won't have a video out next month because I'm gonna try and not buy any manga. Well, at least not as much as I've been buying recently. So I hope I can get back to you guys quite soon. But if you have any recommendations for videos on my channel, then just go ahead and comment down below what you guys want, because I'll be happy to do one for you guys. Okay, so on to the manga haul. First series I have is Prophecy. Prophecy is released by Vertical, and it's a really good series. If you're a fan of something like Death Note, you'll really like this series. It discusses about justice and things like that. The Paper Boys, they're basically internet gang who want to change the wrongs and rights of the world, and they think they could change people who do bad deeds, as far as for torturing them and other things like that, and even killing them if they need to. Now they upload a video about a warning before they do the act online on YouTube actually, which was a little bit crazy, the cyber police team discovers this on the third video Paperboy uploaded. I think it's a very interesting concept about modern day times and the internet. I think that it's a really good read, as it is only 3 volumes, and I do have the second volume here too. A very nice release from Vertical. This is my first Vertical manga, so I'm very happy to have a manga from them finally. I really like the artwork actually. It is a lot more professional. I'm not professional, sorry, I mean like more realistic. Well, I guess it is professional since they are a mangaka, but you know what I mean. It's a lot more realistic in the sense that it feels like it's taking part in our world. So let me go and show you some colour pages. I think the artwork was done really nicely. I haven't seen many people talk about this series actually. Not many people know about it as far as I'm aware. People have been asking about it when I posted it on my Instagram, saying asking if it was any good or not. But I've actually really enjoyed this series a lot, and I think it does deserve a lot more attention. So yeah, I don't want to spoil anything, but at the beginning, you'll be following the cyber police for most of it, until volume 2 when you get some of the Paper Boys backstory, and I think that's really interesting, and how they commit all their crimes in a internet cafe kind of thing. So yeah, that's Prophecy. I would recommend to check out this series, because now this is kind of my new favourite manga that I've recently picked up, and it's definitely in my top 10 now. So yeah, 3 volumes long. I found them pretty cheap online on eBay, and that book just fell down great. So yeah, I'm glad to pick up Prophecy. I'm hoping to get the 3rd volume very soon. Okay, so my next series is something I've been long awaiting for, that I haven't picked up in a couple of months, I don't think. Actually, I think I picked up a volume last month, but you know, I need to catch up with this series, and that is Natsume's Book of Friends, volume 13. This covers about The Exorcist this time, and well, not all of it, because if you guys know about Natsume's Book of Friends, it is kind of like episodic, so it does range from sometimes a 2-chapter thing, but I'm glad we got to focus on some of The Exorcist this time actually, because I do like The Exorcist kind of side story, which is kind of like a main plot progression really. as I said last time in my last video, I think the extras is gonna be a big part when the series finally ends. But yeah, another great volume. I really enjoyed it. For you guys who don't know what Natsume Book of Friends is, Natsume Book of Friends is basically a boy called Natsume who inherits a book called Book of Friends from his grandmother Riko, and she is known to be a very terrifying woman when she was very young, about Natsume's age, and Natsume's, I think he's 15 in this, if I remember correctly. He has this, while he was running away from a yokai, and he runs into a cat called Nanko Sensei, who is very mean to Natsume, but throughout the whole series you can see Natsume's point of view of yokai chains and relying on his friends to help him out, because he does have friends that do know of his power, while he kind of exposes himself a bit, but you know what I mean. So yeah, another great volume. You guys should definitely check this out. It is a shoujo, but there is no kind of main romance between Natsume or any of the characters in the series. So yeah, I would definitely recommend this. Okay, so my next volume of manga, which I've been so happy to get, is My Hero Academia Volume 9. I'm always happy to pick up another volume of My Hero Academia. For you guys who don't know, currently My Hero Academia is one of my favourite shonen mangas that is in the Shonen Jump currently. I believe it's, well, if you can see here, I actually got a Deku Funko from Forbidden Planet during this month, and he is a perfect, like, I'll actually show him now before I discuss it about this volume and things. The Funko Pop Deku is actually in pretty good condition. This is like my first Funko. I also got him along with Miko over here. Miko is from Sarah for the End. He's my favourite, well, one of my favourite characters apart from Deku from a Shonen Jump series. And I do like Miko a little bit more because of just all the detail on all of his clothing and things. But I love how they did Deku's shoes in the Funkos actually. But yeah, I thought I would just point that out now. Before you guys start asking in the comments why I have these Funkos in the back. They are two new things that I got during this month, and I'm very happy that I got these because they are super cute, and like kind of my first figures in my collection. I don't have any sort of merchandise apart from manga in my collection, so I'm very happy to have these two now a part of my videos and on my shelf. So you guys will be seeing these in most of my videos now. Okay, so back to what I was talking about. Volume 9 of My Hero Academia. Things just get a lot more better in this volume. Like, boom, like everything from the anime, the end of the second season of the anime, ends here, and now you're onto the school arc in the manga, and it's just brilliant. And I'm all up to date online, so I know what's coming next, which is even going to be even better and things like that. But this is such a brilliant volume. Deku fighting the villains, and we get to know about what's his name, Tokiyami or something, and his dark shadow. I think that's really cool, and how he uses power at night and things like that. And just a brilliant manga for people who are starting to get into manga, who are quite a big fan of comics and things. This series is definitely a starting point for people like that. Amazing series. Definitely recommend to pick this up if you're a Shonen Jump fan or any Shonen fan. It does get a lot better in the later volumes. I think most Shonens are like that. You need to get a couple of volumes to get really into the series. That's the same with a series that I said I got a couple of months back, Twin Star Exorcist. It does get better in later volumes, and other series as well, like Sarah for the End, when you don't really know, it doesn't really get that good until like volume 8. it is something that you just need to drag along a bit before you really get into the series. And I think My Hero Academia is no exception to that. I think when you get to the Stain arc, I think that's when it really shows its light down, its potential, and it just gets better and better with every single volume. So yeah, I won't talk about what's kind of like happening in this volume because it will go into spoiler territory then. And I know a lot of people probably watching this know what happens, but just for the people who are just interested in the series, I won't spoil anything. It's just an amazing series. I would highly recommend that you check it out. And I'll show you the back because Toga, best girl here, is on the back cover, finally. If you don't know, Toga's like a villain, and she is a really big part of the series recently, and she is just a brilliant character in my opinion, but she gets even more interesting in later volumes, let me just tell you now. But you know, nevertheless, I love the back covers of these. I love the comic style. I think it's just great. I don't know what else to say about this without spoiling anything. Amazing series as always, and I'm can't wait for volume 10. And I know that volume 13 of One Punch Man also comes out in September, which I'm super hyped for. So yeah, I've got to pick that up at some point too. So yeah, My Hero Academia. Okay, so my next series is a big volume before my kind of bigger series hauls is Golden Kamui, whatever you want to call it. I think I might call it Golden Kamui. Golden Kamui is a series that is pretty dark at some parts, but not as dark as some other series. I do like the concept of the plot where he's basically finding gold because his friend kind of died in a war, which is actually a real war between, I think, the Japanese and the Russians. Very interesting plot about him trying to find a big treasure with another girl who helps him out when a wolf I think it's a bear story. A bear tried to attack him. And the comedy is actually pretty good in this, and I'm really liking the series. I will definitely pick up volume 2 just to see where it goes, but I've heard so many good things about this series before it even came out. I think it's getting an anime adaptation at some point, I can't remember, but there's like over 10 volumes in this series already, and I'm so glad that Viz Media is doing signature releases for this. I have looked at the covers for the later volumes of this series. I don't think they were as good as this one and the second volume. Yes, there are quite a few exceptions, but I think they kind of just they don't have this bright, booming colour on them like this volume does. But yeah, I highly recommend this series. It is a very interesting concept and something that I kind of like, because if you don't know, I really like kind of mystery types of shows. Not shows, I can say shows. Mystery kind of mangas with some elements of supernatural and things. So I'm glad this is kind of like a mystery, because anything with mystery I like to theorize on. Just like My Hero Academia, bringing it back out again. A lot of my friends call me the theorizer for My Hero Academia. There's a lot of theories that I've came up with My Hero Academia that kind of make sense. But yeah, I'm just, I'm into theories and things like that. But yeah, Golden Kamui, brilliant series. I'm hoping that volume 2 comes out. I don't know when it comes out, but I am definitely gonna pick it up because it seems really good actually. The artwork is pretty good, so let me go and quickly find you a scene. This is when they are fighting a bear with a girl and things. it kind of got me a while to get used to this art style. At the start, it seems pretty gruesome and things, but in the end, it kind of got a little bit cartoony, and he doesn't look as badass as in the front cover. I think that's what I was kind of disappointed in, but he does look badass in some scenes. But yeah, I was kind of disappointed in the art a bit because I thought it was going to be better, but I do really like the scenery in this. I thought it's like really nice, but it took me a while to get used to the art style of the characters. So yeah, great first volume of Golden Kamuy, whatever you want to call it, like I said earlier. So yeah, I can't wait to pick up the second volume of this series.
Just don't give up too